All right. I am thrilled to be joined by Rob Riggle, comedian, actor, former Marine, sports host, talker. You've done it all. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Happy
Of
St. Patrick's Day. Can we say that, or is this time stamped in some weird way?
no. We can definitely say that. And I think I've neglected it so far. This comes out tomorrow. So on Thursday, everyone needs to just pretend it's still St. Patrick's Day because it's a very important. Look at you. You're wearing green. You're all prepared.
Exactly. Ready to go.
I love it. So you are joining me today because we need to talk about trash talk. And you're doing a trash talk campaign with Aflac, but this is bigger than any one thing. This is crucial and a huge part of March Madness. So do you want to tell me sort of what you guys are doing?
Well, as far as AFI goes, they've got this whole campaign built around trash talking, which I think is pretty relevant for most Americans. I don't know many Americans who don't enjoy sports without a little trash talk amongst friends. And I say amongst friends because that is the key. Um, uh, it's got to be amongst friends, I think, to be enjoyable. Otherwise, it's just really getting on each other's nerves and trying to annoy other people. So, among friends, trash talk is, I think, one of the best things you can do. The post pain campaign, like you were talking about, AFLAC, they've embraced this whole March Madness and trash talk ability because a lot of people can't share the games together. The way they're structuring the tournament this year, they're not going to be a lot of spectators able to go, and so this is a way to encourage friends to reach out to one another, family to reach out to one another, colleagues to reach out to one another, and have fun, talk a little trash in a good way, I think, and enjoy March Madness. So I that's the reason I got on board was one, I like the company, Aflac. I think they do good things. And two, I like the campaign. I think it's a great campaign. And it starts today, it goes today till to Friday. If you get a chance, you can go on and you can hashtag post paying trash talk on social media. Tell us why you want to trash talk to one of your friends. Tell us why they deserve it, who they are, what city they're in, all that good stuff, all the pertinent information. And then we may have one of our roast comedians go over there and do a little trash talking for you. Deliver the trash talk. So
So
anyway,
they'll
that's what's going
show up
on,
at
and that's why
people's
I'm proud of.
houses.
Yes, that's what's going to happen. Oh, of course, it'll be COVID safe. All the precautions will be taken. But yeah, the message, the trash talk will be delivered.
That's amazing, Rob. It's funny because you said you shouldn't trash talk a stranger. This is trash talking people by proxy through a stranger. So it's sort of like a loophole for that rule that you found. That's very clever.
Well, it wasn't just me; it was also the good folks at Aflac who came up with this. But I definitely like it. I like the whole premise. That's why the campaign. I was like, oh, I like this campaign. Tell me more about it. So anyway, that's why you and I are talking today.
I love it. So I'm a little hung up on this. I think the idea of trash talking strangers is hilarious because, the whole point of trash talking your friends is it's like, we're in this together, you're in the trust tree, like we're razzing each other friendly. But like, if you just go up to someone and you're like, hey man, Michigan sucks. And they're wearing a Michigan shirt and they don't know you. They're like, I'm sorry, what? But there's something also kind
That's
of amazing
exactly.
about that.
It's a provocation. At that point, it's not trash talk. It's a provocation.
Right.
You're going up and challenging a stranger. That's not good. That's just a bad idea. Let's just not
that
think things through.
That's
So
I think I've seen a lot of that happen at hockey games, where the fans trash talk the other fans that they don't know, and then it turned into a fight because they're at a hockey game. So they're like, well, of course we're allowed to throw punches. Like that's what we do here.
yeah.
But it doesn't seem like as much of a college basketball thing to do that. So I have a little game I want to play with you though. I would love to hear how you would trash talk certain schools. Um, I think it's very important that we roast as many people as possible across as wide a spectrum of our listeners. So I've chosen a few schools here, and I want to know what you would say if someone were a fan. And I've heard that one of your good friends is a Michigan fan.
Yeah, look, this is a recipe for disaster for me. Just so
Is
you
it?
know,
Why?
you're setting me up for a major fall here. Look, if you give me say something about Indiana and I just start ragging on Indiana, guess what? I can't go to Indiana anymore. So I'm going to have to be very careful how we play this little game you want to play. I might not give you the answers you want, but I will say this to answer your Michigan question. One of my really good Marine buddies, guy I went to the basic school with, guy I went to flight school with, total stud. He's a Michigan man, and I'm a Kansas man. We've crossed paths many times in the basketball world, and we trash talk. So I take great pleasure in texting him messages. He takes great pleasure in texting me messages. We've made bets where if one of our team loses, either even if we're not playing each other, he'll just take whoever's playing Kansas and I'll take whoever's playing Michigan, and we'll make bets that way. And the bets oftentimes are, if I lose, I have to wear like a Michigan t-shirt or sweatshirt and post something on social media saying, "Way to go, Michigan," or something like that. So the stakes are high. The stakes are high when you get into this world of trash talk and betting.
That is wild. So do you just like have to, I feel like the worst part of that would be you just have to keep a Michigan sweatshirt or t-shirt like around your house so that you're ready to fulfill your, like, do you order a new one online every time you do this and then burn it? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah. I have a Michigan t-shirt that I keep on the floor of my closet, stuffed behind some old tennis shoes. And again, I have nothing against Michigan at all. It's just my buddy. I got to give him a hard time.
Trash talking, like, it becomes a bit, right? It's not really about this. Like, I don't have any teams that I truly hate, like my sports fandom is much more based on like, oh, I like these guys. And then I have some friends who really, truly just like despise other teams. And I'm like, but they're also just a group of people, like when you think about it, you're like, why do you just arbitrarily hate this group of people? But okay, so maybe what we should do is like,
that's because you sound like you're a very mentally healthy person. I think a lot of, honestly, I do think there are people out there because I know people who are like, they're full of rage almost about another team. And it's just like you said, it's just a collection of athletes who have chosen to play for this particular year, and it rotates every 4 years. You get a whole new crop of players. It's not the same team it was maybe when you were there, but they are there. And that to me it's so much more about them and what they're going through maybe. So, it's really, you gotta have perspective on these things.
No, totally. Or it's like when people will be like, I hate the government. And you're like, the government is just like millions of people spread out across the country. So I don't know what we're doing here.
Right.
Okay, Rob, maybe what we should do then is trash talk a few teams as nicely as possible. Like when I was in college, and I might have told this story in the podcast before. So to listeners, I'm sorry if I have. I can't remember what I say. I have like 4 stories and I just have to repeat them. We would go watch the baseball team, and we would get kicked out if you said anything, remotely even mean. So like one time so we had to get creative and like figure out like what's a way. And so one time there was this batter on the other team who was warming up, and he had 2 batting gloves on and a third one in his pocket. And my friend just went to town. He was like, "Where's your third hand, man? Like, what could you possibly need 3?" And he rattled them to the point where the guy struck out every time he was up at bat. So I feel like there are sort of nice, sneaky ways you can do it. So like, how would you sneakily, you're a big college basketball fan, right? Like you follow the sport really close. You're a Kansas fan. First of all, let me ask you who you have going to the Final Four.
To the Final Four. Funny you should say that. What? I have it right here.
He's got a bracket, folks.
I have, this is hilarious. I have Kansas playing Michigan.
Stop it.
And I have Ohio State playing Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is my dark horse. They're sneaky good and they're hot right now. So I have them making the Final Four. And I'm a homer. It's never going to change. I make the same prediction every year of my life. Kansas to win it all. Kansas plays Oklahoma State in the final.
Are you serious?
Kansas wins it all. That's what I got. And
Wait, that
right
is
here.
so
I put
fun.
it in ink. I put it in ink.
Pick Kansas every year.
Yep.
You know what? Okay, so I have this
Yep.
theory that statistically, if you choose the same thing, like you're rather than sort of trying to guess to be right, like you always have to pick
Yeah.
heads. You always have like never punt. Like you always got to go for it, because you're going to be right. You know, whenever you're so like the one time you're right, that is going to be so worth it. So okay, how would you like kindly trash talk Kansas? Let's turn this back on you. Like, what's the like nicest trash talk you could say to Kansas?
If I was to trash talk
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to start. I guess stop being so handsome and muscular, Kansas. Gee, you know, it's overload. Hey guys, take a break. Share the wealth. You know, you're academically amazing and athletically superior. So how about sharing the wealth, you crazy Jayhawks? Something like that, man. I don't know.
Wow, that was really good. You really roasted them, Rob. They're not going to recover from that
they're
one.
not coming back from that one. Yeah.
Okay, kindly roast Ohio State, please.
Hey, Ohio State, why don't you add another 100,000 students to your enrollment? Good Lord, that's the biggest school on earth.
This is really good. You're crushing it. Okay, what about Eastern Washington, who Kansas plays first?
Hey, Eastern Washington, congratulations on being a university. No one knew that until last week.
That's pretty good. I certainly didn't know that. Loyola Chicago.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know enough about Loyola.
They
Chicago.
have Sister
Isn't there
Jean.
like a Loyola everywhere? There's like a Loyola Marymount, Loyola New York. You know, pick a city already. Loyola, nailed it. I'm out.
That's good. That's a really good one. That's a really good one, Rob. I'm gonna let you off the hook with that one because you made up for it. Also, it's actually in the U.S. Constitution that every state has to have a Loyola, and no one talks about that. So I'm glad you brought that up.
I thought there was something like that. There was some bylaw that I wasn't aware of, but yeah.
All right. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining us. You are the worst trash talker I've ever heard, but the kindest. So I think you're doing something right. You know, I really like that you covered your tracks there. Very savvy guy, you know.
Well, you know, I like America. I like going to different places in America. And so therefore, you know, I try not to trash too many places.
That's probably smart. That's probably smart. One time I talked trash about the Mall of America and I can never go back to Minnesota. So, you know, it comes back to bite.
What's not to love about the Mall of America? That's crazy talk right there.
It's huge. You can get lost so easily is all I'll say. Without giving away what an idiot I am, let me just tell you, it's easy to get lost in the Mall of America. Rob, thank you so much for joining me. I wish Kansas all the best. And I hope that this is the year that your bracket is right.
Last time was 2008, so it's been a while. So they make it to the Final Four a lot, but you know, as far as winning the whole thing, it's been a while.
There's hope. There's hope. Hey pals, thanks for watching the People's Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.